guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So as you can see, I will be doing a little resin project today with products from Let's Resin, and these are brand new from Let's Resin, and they are beautiful little bezel frames, and they are like bookmarks, so they are just fabulous. I'm just going to pop them out on the table. You get 10 of these. I've already done one of each style. Well, I've done an open bezel and I've done a flower one, and they are just really lovely. You get 5, I think you get 12 actually. I think you get 6 flowers and you get 6 plain ones. Yes, you do. You get 12, which is fabulous. I've got one in. I've done 2, and then I've got 1 in there ready to go. But these are fabulous, so you can use them as bookmarks. You've got all of this space to put in whatever you like. Any details, any little embellishments you've got, you can pop in there. These ones have already got little flowers in there. Look at that. They are just beautiful, and they're all different. So they are lovely. So this is what I'm going to be using today, and they are lovely. And you also get little tassels as well. I'll show you those because I've put them on the 2 that I've done. So look at them, they're fab. Now I'm going to just measure. Actually, I think it's an inch. Yeah, they are 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters by 5 inches, or what's that, 12.5 centimeters. So 1 inch by 5 inch, or 2.5 centimeters by 12.5. So that is just a really lovely size. Now they are bookmarks, but again, I love making dingly dangly things, so you can just have them. Wouldn't that be lovely? As you could sort of like do 2 or 3 on sort of like different lengths, hanging, and have something really pretty in there, sort of nice and sparkly, and make almost like a little you know, hanging embellishment, like a little wind chime or something like that. Wouldn't that lovely? Or these hanging in your window. I think they're beautiful. So I'm going to pop those to one side for a minute. I'm going to show you what I did. I've made 2. I've made 1 of each. One plain, one with the flower in, and 1 of the plain ones. So let me just put this behind, just so you can see a little bit better. So this is just lovely. So I've done the flower. I did it this way, I think. So we've got the green resin in here. I've just coloured the resin, and I've also used these are UV. I've used the coloured UV as well. But it's lovely. Look at that little flower, and then I've got little sparkly bits in there. They're like just sort of like just beautiful. I think it's like thick. It's this stuff. It's like chunky glitter sort of things, but it's just beautiful. So that's that one, and then this one I have done, which is going to go into my new journal, because this is, if you can sort of see it, it's probably not best on the cream. Should I put it on the black? Will that be better? I don't know. But it's still got the sparkly at the back. And I've got 1 of my little dresses in there. Now I've cut this out of one of my digital kits. And if you can see, I've just popped a little bit of metal on the top there. A little bit of wire as the little coat hanger top. So I'll do a close-up of this at the end as well. But I just lovely. And I've got a little bit of bling in there, of course. A few little flat back pearls. And at the top, I did put the little roses in there, but they've sort of vanished really. You can't really see them, but there you can see the little pearls in there, and then you can see the back. I've used the white UV resin. This is Ready Mix, which is fabulous, and I've mixed some glittery bits in there because the back of the dress is white, and obviously I don't want it clear and see the back of the white dress, so I've just put a you know, opaque colour on the back, and it's just, oh, just beautiful. So I'm going to show you how to do these today, but look at that, just stunning. Let's pop that to the side. Now I'm going to be using my double lamp. This has the light coming from the top and the bottom, because obviously they are open bezels, so you want the light coming from both sides, so it will cure it really, really well and really quite quickly. Now I've stuck one onto this one. This is just a piece of plastic, just so I can do 2 different ones at a time, and then I've just stuck another piece of the tape on there with the sticky side up, so that we can just stick the bezel on top. So I'm just going to pop those to the side for a second. So that's the lamp. All the things that I use I will link underneath. This is the tape, which is fabulous. I am going to use the UV resin, which is the clear and also the white. So let's pop those to the side, and the ready mixed. Now these are the coloured UV resin. So these, if you've not done UV resin before, then these are the perfect ones for you to purchase if you wanted to have a go, because they are coloured. So you don't have to do any mixing or anything. They come straight from the bottle onto your work. So they are lovely, really, really lovely. And then I also do have some the dye as well, just in case I want to just make it a little bit darker. And then some, obviously, little bits of, let's put my little butterfly there, little bits of chunky glitters. You can pick these up anywhere. Let's Resin has lots and lots of beautiful glitters and stuff, but you pick them up as well everywhere. Now I have, the first thing I want to show you really is I'm going to use my digitals. Now these are some little butterflies, so I'm going to put butterflies in the blank one, but you can't just put your digitals in as they are, as paper, because they will disappear. Do you know what I mean? The colour will disappear, it will all smudge and look all awful. So what we are going to do, I'm just going to show you a quick thing on how we can do it. Now, to work out what you want in your little frame, I found out that the best thing, I've just got some of my digitals here. This is from my Shabbydashery one. You can pick an image and just sort of like, look, you can just sort of like add it on there, so you can see that that little dress is going to fit that little dress. You can have some beautiful little roses if you've got some rose paper or something pretty you want to put in. We've got this one, and we've got like a little ruler there, which you could put that in there. So these are just lovely for, you know, take something that you're using. So if you want to use this in one of your journals, you can use a piece of the paper that you've got. Look at that, just that would look lovely in there, wouldn't it? Or some words, some lace, buttons, needles. You can use some of your digital kits, and then it will coordinate then perfectly with your journal that you're making. This has got like a little makeup bit there, so you can just see which spot you would like to cut out. You've got some shoes, you've got a little wardrobe on there, so whatever you're going to be using. I was going to do this lovely little dress there in there, but I am going to do butterflies. So what I've done, I've cut out some butterflies here, and I'm just going to show you how we are going to seal them so they don't smudge. So I'm going to open that. I'm going to cut one of my little, let's do a big one. I'm not going to do the little ones because they'll be harder for you to see. So I'm just going to cut out my little butterfly, just fussy cut it. You don't really want the white edge. You want to get rid of your white edge on there. So cut that out. I should have really cut one out first, shouldn't I? But let's just cut this out like that. Just a quick little fussy cut. I'm not going to keep his little antenna on, and I think I'm probably going to cut his little head off as well, but that's okay. There we go. So we've got a little butterfly, and then we are going to use some packing tape. So this is just clear packing tape. I'm going to pop my little butterfly on there, push him down, turn that over like that. And I'm going to just cut that off. I've left that on there so I can find the end, because they are an absolute nightmare, aren't they, to find the end of these. So then we are just going to really push that down so we know it's stuck on there. And again, do this with any sort of picture, even if you want to put photos in there. pop a little bit of packing tape over the top, and that will just seal it in, and you'll know that your photos or pictures aren't going to go disappear and fade within time. This will keep, and then again, because it's clear packing tape, you can just cut around it. It doesn't have to be fussy cut out, if you know what I mean, because we're going to put this in the resin and you won't see the tape. So that is how you will sort of like seal it up, which is great. This one is a little bit too big to go into here, so that's why I've picked the little ones, but you could have them going sideways. So whatever, so that is lovely. So that's how we are going to do that. Right, I'm going to take this one out. Now this, I have just put this onto a piece of plastic just so it's flat. Pop the tape on and taped it down. Now I'm going to just take something, I got my little rolling pin, I'm going to push that down so we know that is on the tape really, really well. Okay, and then I'm going to put my gloves on. So make sure you've got your window open, you've got a fan going or an extractor or something, just so you don't breathe in any fumes. And make sure you cover your hands as well, because you don't want any resin on your hands at all. So lots of people are allergic to it, and the more you use it without gloves, the more it will gradually affect you. So we don't want that at all. So protect yourself. So there we go. All that talking. So what I am going to do, because of I've got my little butterflies here, and again, like I said, they've got a white back on them, so I don't want to see that white back. So what I'm going to do, let's pop that to the side. I've got my little silicone thing here, which I'm going to do the mixing in, and I'm going to use some white resin. This is the ready one, made one. I'm just going to put that on there. And then I find it easier to mix this up on the tray. You can use a little cup if you like. I'm going to just add a few little sparkly bits. So use whatever, you know, whatever you've got. But I think a little bit of sparkle. You know how much I love sparkle in anything. I'm going to have a few little pinky ones. And then I'm going to pop in a little bit of just this sparkly white, sort of iridescent-y glitter, like that. So this is what we are going to put on the background. So I'm going to mix this up. Then I'm going to just add some UV resin in there, some clear, because that's quite thick. So we want to just so we can see a little bit of the colour of those bits. So give that a good mix like that. And all I'm going to do then is just put this into our little frame. Now we don't want to fill it up completely. We just want this to go on to the back like that. So just tip this in, and again, you can put whatever colour you want on this. You don't have to have the white. You can put whatever colour you would like on the back. But I think the white looks really nice because you can see all the little glittery flakes and stuff in there as well, and you won't see the white of the back of the paper. So let me just get in as much of this as I can. Pop that to the side. This is where I make a big mess. So we want to push this around. I'm going to put that down. I'm going to use my pokey tool. I found this quite easy to use, just to poke it around, because I don't have any more of my little cocktail sticks. I've used them all. So I must put that on add it to my list. I've got such a big list of things that I need to get. But I always forget when I go out. Or I forget to take my list anyway. Okay. Having it on a little small plate sort of thing like this is you can move all of these things around like that. So you can get to all the little corners in there. Pop that in. These make beautiful gifts, don't they? If you've got somebody that you know reads and they're quite difficult to buy things for, then making them a little bookmark would be beautiful, would be lovely. So there we go. That's looking lovely, isn't it? Can you see? It's just beautiful. I'm going to just pop my heat gun on it just for 2 seconds. That little blast of heat just pops those little buttons. The little bubbles were just around the outside, but that's lovely. So I'm going to pop that on our little tray like that. Pop it in our lamp, and I'm just going to pop that on for a couple of minutes. So I'm going to just clear my mess up, and then I'll be back in 2 seconds. Okay, so that's all. Well, it's been in there for 2 minutes. The leftover bits I have popped into my little mould here. So it's a little heart mould, so I've got a couple of little hearts in there. So I've kept this so I can add all the little leftover bits of resin so they don't go to waste. So there we go, that's all nice and dry. So what we are going to do now is take my little butterflies, and I'm going to, let's just see where we want them. So I'm going to put, what should we have? One of these. I think this one is a little bit bigger, like that. So that's going to have to sort of sit in the middle like that. What should we have? A purple one at the top, and then probably have to have a purple one at the bottom as well. Shall I come in a little bit? There we go. Can you see? That's better, isn't it? A little pink one, it's a little one, whichever. So I'm just going to put the butterflies. I think I might just need to cut a little bit of that tape off that side. Look at that. So it's going to have little butterflies going all down it. So that's lovely. I think I'm going to have to just take my great big scissors, just cut that round. Let's just see. There we go. Perfect. Right. Let's do this. Like that. I can put them sort of in there and move them about a little bit, but let's just put those on there. I'm going to get some clear UV resin. Just pop a little bit down just to hold them in place before we actually fill it all up. Just then I can just put this under the lamp quickly. Should we have them sort of going in different sort of directions a little bit anyway? Just like that. This is the bigger one. Quite sure whether you're going to fit to, oh, there we go. You can go sort of on your side a little bit more. There we go. Little pink one. Another little sort of turquoisey blue. It's a beautiful colour. There we go. Oh, I think I could probably move them down. Make sure we don't get any sort of little air bubbles underneath. Sorry, am I going up a bit high? Squash that down. Might have to hold this one down a little bit. There we go. Right, what I'm going to do, a little bit of resin, cover up that with resin. So I'm going to just pop this under the lamp. I'm going to take the top one off and just pop that over there, but I'm going to, I won't do it with my tweezers, I'm going to just hold this one down just so it stays in place, just while it's under the lamp. A little bit of light on there just so they hold themselves down, just like that. because we don't really want any bubbles. Right, there we go, perfect. Just to hold those in place. Oh, let's put my lamp on properly. There we go. And I'm going to go over the top with some clear. There we go. Now this is where you can add some other little bits of gems or anything on there as well. Can you see? So if you wanted to add some more little bits and pieces in there, you can. But a lot of the sort of like crystally gems, if you pop them in, you don't really see them. They sort of like disappear inside. But you could add a little bit of sort of like glitter around the butterflies if you wanted to. So I'm just going to add just a little bit more. I don't think I was a bit stingy with that one, I think. There we go. But they are just beautiful, aren't they? So many different things you can pop inside. You could pop, if you're doing you know, a shabby journal or like a needlework journal, you could pop little buttons in there. You could pop little needles in there. You could pop all sorts of things inside. Little buttons would look lovely, wouldn't they? Right, I think that's pretty good. I'm going to take that. I'm just going to put this over the top so I don't move it. I should have actually done it on the actual piece of plastic, really. But that's okay. Let's just turn that off and then bring this over. Turn it back on again. I'm going to pop that underneath. So that's going to sit under there. Let me come back out again. So that's going to just sit under there for a few minutes. So lovely, lovely. Now the decision I'm going to do now is pick. I would like to do one of these little flowers. So I was thinking about this one because look at that. That's like little snowdrops, I think. But I was thinking maybe I would do them like purple. You don't have to stick to the same colours. That's a lovely, looks like a little sunflower. This one is a rose, which is beautiful. I don't know, that could be a chrysanthemum. I think. And then that looks like a sort of tulip, doesn't it? I think I'm going to go for this one, which is lovely. And I'll show you how I did sort of like the sky. Now again, you can put whatever you like. You can have it sort of like ombre effect where it sort of like comes darker and then lighter down. You could have it stripy, you could have it dotty, I don't know, whatever you like. So many different ways for doing it. You might have a technique that you really, really love to do, which is lovely. So let's have a little peek at what's going on over here. Look at that. Oh, love it. So I'm going to take this off like that and get this ready. I'm going to move my lamp. It's moved its little thingamajiggies. I'm going to pop that inside. And then we're going to get this one out. And I'm going to just, this is the piece of tape that I've popped on there ready. I'm going to pop that on top like that. We pop everything onto everything. And I'm just going to push that down just so we know it is really sort of stuck on there, because we want it nice and stuck, don't we? There we go. Lovely, lovely. Well, I'm going to just quickly, let's have a little peek. Look at that. Oh, love it. Let's take it off and have a look, which is not easy with my gloves on. Let's get this tape. I didn't do a very good job with that, did I? Or maybe I can take it from here. It's not easy with gloves, is it? Let's just do that. Take that. Can you see it's just a little flat plastic thing that I've got there, which is fabulous. Okay. Take that off. And look at that. Oh, it's just beautiful, isn't it? Now again, what I think I might do I might pop some little gems on it so it's a little bit three-dimensional. That's the back, so you can just about see the butterflies through it. So again, if you wanted to put another layer over that, you can, but oh, I just think they are just so pretty, and you know how much I love butterflies. So that's that one. I will pop a little clear resin over the top of that again, just to seal the back, but I'm going to pop that one over there and we will carry on with this one. There we go. Let's have a look. What shall we do? I'm going to mix up, oh, make a mess. Let me get some kitchen roll and clean up my mess everywhere. First, wipe that off, and we will go in here with just, I don't need that, I'm going to just go in straight in with this blue, and then I'm going to mix in a little bit of the blue as well. Look at that. Oh, fabulous. So that's the blue, and then I'm going to mix in, so I'm going to just mix it on the top of one of my little plastic cups. I'm going to put a little bit of clear resin. I'm going to take some blue colour, pop that in so it's a little bit darker. We want it to be a bit darker, don't we? Mix that up. Oh, it's pretty much the same colour. So definitely worth, if you haven't used resin before, it's definitely worth getting the ready mixed ones. Now I'm going to just poke this in like that, just around the outside. Shall I come in a little bit again? There we are. So let's just poke this about. I'm going to put some flakes on this, but I'm not going to put the flakes in until this is set, and then I'll put another layer of resin over the top. That has not really changed much colour, so it's pretty close colour. Let's mix a little bit more up. Let's pop this in there. I'm going to add, did I have a little bit of green? I'm going to put the green on the bottom. Oh, that's not very green, is it? A little bit of darker. Oops. Oh, can't get my lid off. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oops, I don't know what I've done with the lid on that one. There we go. Let's have a little mix up in there. Can you see? Sorry, I forgot I was so close. Just mix it up. I'm going to just give a little mix up through there. So it's sort of, you know, this is a sort of a greenier blue by the looks of it. If I can see. Pop that down. Use this little bit up. Perfect. Now let's put that. I'm going to take my little pokey tool and just try and get right into that little area. I've got a little bubble there. There we go. Perfect. I'm going to just go over that with my heat gun for a second. Right, I'm going to pop this under the, look at that, that looks lovely. I'm going to put this under the UV lamp for a second, and then we will do the other bits. It's better to do a bit at a time, and then they don't sort of like, if they're going to run underneath anything, you know that bit's set, so they won't smudge. So 2 seconds. Okay, so that should be enough. Let's pop that down there. I'm going to mix up a little bit of the green now. Let's get some resin just to do in these little bits. I'm going to use the same little cup that I was using. Oh, turn my light off so we don't harden the resin. I'm going to take some lake green. Oh, this is ready mixed. What am I doing? let's pop that in there like that. Let's just pop a little bit in like that. We don't need to mix the ready mixed, do we? So let's come in. Shall I come in a little bit more? There we go. And I'm just going to poke this about into all the little nooks and crannies in there. Like that. Like I said, we will go over this with clear resin anyway. Over all of it. You see it's just the blue has just gone slightly under the little flower in there. Okay, let's have a little bit more of this in there. Oh, don't want the big bubble. There we go. Take a little bit. Try and get it into all your little bits like that. Lovely. Oops, I think we need a bit in there, don't we? I'm going to take a bit off the top of this and put that in there. There we go. I think that's pretty good. Oh, we've got a little hole there. Okay. What do you think? I think it needs to be a little bit darker green. Hang on a sec. Just add a little bit of this. This is a darker green. This one is called, oh, darker green. It's called light green. But it's darker than the ready mixed one. Mixed green. Can you see that? That's a very grassy green, really, isn't it? Oh God, look, my hand's right in the way then. There we go. That's better. Do apologise. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of this and just pop it in here and wiggle it about. These are almost like sort of stained glass, aren't they? So this is why you don't want anything too opaque in there. You want it pretty transparent. So it looks sort of stained glassy. I think it's beautiful. Look at that. A little bit in there. A little bit in this one. Fabulous. Right, I'm going to just pop that under the lamp for 2 seconds. Well, 2 minutes. I'll pop it under there for 2 minutes. Look at that, that's lovely. Actually, saying that, I'm going to add just a tinsy bit more green, just to see if I can get that a little bit darker. And then I can do the leaves, can't I? Because they need to be a little bit in there as well. So let's just, look, I'm just mixing that up in there. Take this and see if we can drop that into the leaves. You might be better off with a little dropper thing. Oh, I've missed that bit anyway. Let me go pop that in there. A little dropper in there to pop these in. It's just, oh, they look a lot darker, don't they? I'm going to put some little shiny bits on the grassy bit anyway, so there we go. Okay, I'm going to put this in my little hearts, and I'm going to put this under the lamp, like that, can you see? So, 2 seconds, I will be back. Okay, lovely. Can you see that looks like a little stained glass window, doesn't it? Just beautiful. Now, what I need to do, I'm going to come back. Oh no, I won't go in yet. I'm going to take the top of my cup again. I'm going to pop a little bit of resin. I will come in, but I won't come in so far. Just so you can see, because I forget I'm in so far. I'm going to take a little bit of that. And I'm not going to make the little drops white. I am going to make them red. Or should I have them purple? No, I'm going to have them red, I think. Just a little bit of red. We only need a little bit. I'm going to just mix this up. Like that. Then I'm going to take this and then just blob it into our little flower tips. Look at that. Just, and it's sort of like a little sort of pop of colour in there, isn't it? Look at that. Can you see that? Do we need to come in a bit more? Hopefully you can see that. Here's somebody mowing the lawn out there, I think. We have a beautiful, beautiful day. I think after all my moaning of it raining and being cold, we actually have our summer's appeared, which is wonderful news. Tiny bit there. A little bit on there. Oops. Oh, let me just wipe that off. Don't want that on there. There we go. Try and get it into the flower. There we are. What do you think? I've gone over the top of this one as well. Just wipe that little bit off. There we go. And this can go back under. Oh, I can't pick it up. Can you see? So then this can go back under the lamp and I will be back in 2 seconds. Okay, so I think that will be enough for that one. There we go. These are my little hearts that I have done. Let's see if they are dry. Look at that. The little white ones. Little green one. And then we've got... Oh, I don't know what happened there. My camera went off. I hope I was recording. Right, I've just popped in. If it didn't record, I've just popped in some little of these little iridescent-y sprinkly bits on top. And then I'm just mixing them in like that, just so it's got a little bit of shiny to it. There we go, just move them about. Then I'm going to pop this. I think I'm going to just pop a few more in there. Like that. Just sprinkle them around. Pop that in there. I do apologise, it's really loud, the gardeners outside. Okay, so we've got a few mixed up in there and it just gives it that lovely little glow. Right, they're in there. Got some at the top. Take your time sort of like moving them about to where you would like them to be. I like to sprinkle them on top and not actually in with my resin, because then I know where they are. There we go. Which I suppose you can mix them in. I'm going to just pop a little bit in with the green as well. A little bit of resin on here. Just so we've got a little bit of iridescence in there. Like that. Oh, you can see them shining on that way, can't you? I'm going to come in a little bit closer, just so we can do this bottom bit. Like this. Put this up into all the little little nookies and crannies in there. Okay, perfect. What shall we go in? Shall we go with a bit of this sort of iridescent greeny bit? I'm just going to touch this with my little pokey tool. Pop those in. A little bit in there. So again, you can, if you wanted to use glitter, I would mix the glitter in first with your clear UV resin. I think that would be easier than actually trying to, let's wipe that off a minute, there we go. Then sprinkle glitter over the top will be really difficult. Okay. There we go. Oh, I do love these. I think they're so pretty, aren't they? There's definitely a little dingly dangly for the house. Inside, I wouldn't put them outside. There we go. What's that like? That's pretty good, isn't it? So I'm just going to pop this under. Let's just come out. Can you see? Just see the little iridescent bit. So I'm going to pop this under the lamp and then I will give that 2 minutes. Okay, so that's dry. I believe my camera is playing up at the moment, so I think I might have just missed a little bit. But what I have done, I'm not sure which bit has worked, but I've popped it in the little iridescent bits in there, which are just beautiful. So actually I don't really want to take that off there. I'm going to cover that up now with some clear UV resin on here. I don't know what is up with my poor camera. So I'm going to just go over the top of the whole thing with a nice little domey topping like that. So cover that all up so it's all nicely covered like that. Perfect. So we've got a nice sort of, gives it that lovely dome effect, which again is nice because I will be using this one as a little dingly dangly and not a bookmark. If you wanted a flat bookmark, then obviously don't dome it. Keep it sort of nice and flat, but I'm going to pop that on there like that, which is beautiful. I am absolutely loving these. Just gorgeous. Now I'm going to put this back into my lamp. I'm going to take this one, look at that. There's my little flat bit. Pop that on there. Shall I add a few little extra little bits in pieces onto here? What do you think? I could add a little bit of this. This is nice, isn't it? This is nice and shiny. Let's just take a little bit of this. I'm going to add some. Come down here. It looks very grey, this, but it's not. Little bits at the bottom. I'm going to take a little bit of these little bits and just add a few in around the little butterfly, so it's got a little bit more shiny on there. Then again I will go over the top with a nice sort of bit of domed resin. Look at that. Spread it about, pop a little bit. Can you see that? Okay guys, so I have finished adding the little bits of glitter. And my camera switched off again. I don't know why. It's having a little bit of a funny turn at the moment. So I popped this under the lamp and I'm just absolutely loving it. I'm hoping you can see that. Popping the little bits of shiny glittery, the sort of like the chunky glitter on there has almost given it a 3D look. They look like they're sort of like floating above it, and I just think it's absolutely beautiful. I will do a close-up of it at the end as well, but I'm just loving it. Let's see what this one is looking like. Let's pop that to the side. Let's take this off. Just beautiful. This tape is fantastic because, like I said before, a lot of the tape leaves all that sticky residue on the back of your work. This doesn't. Look at that. That is beautiful, isn't it? Love it. I will as well do a lovely, lovely close-up. I will pop a little bit of resin on the back of these as well, but they are just beautiful. I am loving them. These are the other two that I have done. So again, do adapt them to whatever you're going to use them for. If you're going to pop them into a journal, then use some of the embellishments that you've got to pop in there. But I'm loving, I think the butterfly is definitely my favourite, and I think this one is as well. Just beautiful. I'm loving them. So I'm sorry about the video is a bit of a touch and go one today with recording, but I think they are beautiful. Like I said, I will pop a close-up of them all. I will link everything down below. I've used, let me just come back out, I've used our fabulous lamp, which is the double lamp, which heats, it doesn't heat. It gives you the light, the LED light from the top and the bottom, the UV light, which is perfect for doing something that's transparent. These are the lovely open bezels, which your imagination can just absolutely run wild with those. And I've used the coloured UV resin, which is ready coloured. I use a couple of the drops of the resin dye. I use the UV resin and I use the white UV resin. So there we go, guys. We have used lots and lots of lovely bits and pieces today, and the outcome, I just adore them. I think they are fantastic. So thank you so much for joining me. Have a fantastic rest of the day. Please take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. All right, guys, bye-bye.